Hey everyone, and welcome back, or if you're new here, my name is Josh, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Sofi Credit Card. So I'll be going over the main features of this card, its pros, as well as its drawbacks. So hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have a much better idea of whether or not this credit card is a good fit for you. But before we go ahead and dive into the main features of this card, if you wouldn't mind helping me out real quickly by just giving this video a like, that just helps out with the good old YouTube algorithm, and also consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Plus, if you would like to receive up to $9,000 in free stocks, in a pinned comment below, I will be leaving a link to Webull. All you have to do is once you click on that link is just sign up for a free account and then deposit at least 1 penny. At that point, Webull will be sending you at least 3 free stocks worth, once again, all the way up to $9,000. Okay, so diving right into the main features of the Sofi credit card. First off, we're going to be talking about cash back and how you can earn it. So you will be earning 2% back across the board, unlimited on every single category out there, except 3% cash back whenever you use the Sofi travel portal. So if you go to book a hotel or a flight and you use the Sofi travel portal to book your travel, in that case you will be getting 3% cash back. But on every single other transaction, no matter what the category, whether it's groceries, gas, or anything else, you will be earning 2% cash back, and that is going to be unlimited. Now, as far as the spend bonus goes, unlike a lot of other credit cards out there where currently you can earn like $200 in cash back as long as you're able to spend at least $1,000 within the first 3 months of having the card, with this one, unfortunately, you cannot earn a spend bonus. Before, they actually had a spend bonus of $200, I believe, if you were to spend $1,500 within the first 3 months, but they did away with that. I wish they would go ahead and continue that spend bonus once again, but at this point in time, as I'm filming this video, they do not have a spend bonus. Now, as far as redeeming the cashback goes, you will have a few different options. So your first option will be redeem it as a statement credit, and then you can also redeem your cash back into an eligible Sofi checking, savings, investment, or other Sofi loan payment product. And then, of course, once again, there is no minimum amount to redeem. So whether you have 1 penny in cash back or $1 million in cash back, you can even redeem as little as 1 penny into one of those categories. Now, with this card, there are also some other benefits that come with it as well. So just starting out, of course, you will have 0 fraud liability protection. So if you happen to lose this card or someone steals your card number and they go out and spend hundreds or even thousands of dollars on it, you will not be held liable to pay for this transaction. So that is a pretty good thing. And then also, you're not going to have an annual fee with this card, so that's obviously another benefit. You don't have to sit around and figure out whether or not you're getting enough in benefits back with the card to make paying an annual fee worthwhile, because there is no annual fee. Furthermore, you're also going to be receiving MasterCard World Elite benefits, so that includes $5 monthly Lyft credits, free 2-day shipping with ShopRunner, 2-month Instacart free trial, and a lot more. You're also going to be receiving ID theft protection. You're not going to have any foreign transaction fees, so if you do happen to travel abroad, this is a card that you can take with you because you won't get hit with extra fees abroad. And then finally, you're also going to have some cell phone protection as well, so you're going to be receiving up to $1,000 of complimentary cell phone insurance coverage. So now that we went over the main features of the Sofi credit card at this point in time, we're going to go ahead and dive into the APR and fees, because of course this is also super important as well. So starting out, as far as your purchase APR goes, it is going to be anywhere between 20.24 to 29.99% based on your credit worthiness. As far as balance transfers go, balance transfer is going to be anywhere between 20.24 to 29.99% as well. Now with this card, of course, starting out, there's not going to be much of a point in doing a balance transfer, because starting out, you're not going to have like a promotional rate of 0% like you see with some other cards out there. Over time, it is possible that they might offer you something like 0% interest for the first 6, 12, or 18 months. But starting out, once again, your interest rate is going to be pretty much too high to really make it worth it of doing a balance transfer. Now, as far as cash advances go on this channel, we usually recommend to stay far away from cash advances. This, of course, should not be considered financial advice, just my own personal reasons. Usually there's a pretty high APR with them, plus you're going to be paying a lot of fees as well. But if you do decide to do a cash advance with this card, just know that the APR on them is going to be a whopping 32.24%. Now, as far as the fees go, once again, with those cash advances, if you do decide to do one, just know that on each cash advance, the fee is going to be either $10 or 5% of the amount of each cash advance, whichever happens to be greater. So in the case that you do a cash advance of $300, there is going to be a fee of $15. Now, as far as balance transfers go, even though starting out there's not much of a point in doing a balance transfer, if perhaps later down the line you are offered a promotional rate of 0%, there is going to be a fee on the balance transfer. So you'll have to keep that in mind as well. The fee on that balance transfer is going to be either $10 or 5% of the amount of each balance transfer, whichever happens to be greater. So just for an example, if you do a balance transfer of $1,000 from one card over to this card to have the 0% interest rate, if they do offer you that later down the line, your fee on that $1,000 balance transfer will come out to $50. Now, as far as other fees go, return payments, there is no fee for a return payment. There is no annual fee either, as we just went over. And then finally, there are no foreign transaction fees either, so that's a pretty big plus as well, because with other cards out there, you might see foreign transaction fee of right around 3%, which means if you happen to travel abroad, you will be hit with that extra fee. So now that we went over the main features of the SoFi credit card as well as the APR and fees, at this point in time, we're going to go ahead and dive into what I would consider to be the best things about this credit card and the worst things about this credit card. We're going to start out with the good things. The first good thing, of course, is simplicity. You're going to be earning 2% cash back across the board on every single transaction. So it's pretty simple. You don't have to think about the different categories to use it in. It's not going to be like 3% in this category, 5% in this category, and 1% cash back and everything else. 2% cash back is pretty good across the board. It's really the best you're going to get with any credit card across the board. So 2% cash back, unlimited, that is pretty solid. And of course, there is no minimum amount to redeem. So you can have as little as 1 penny and redeem that cash back for a statement of credit or into an eligible SoFi checking or savings account. So that is a pretty good plus. Plus, you're not going to have any foreign transaction fees, and you're not going to have any annual fees either. So that's a pretty good plus as well, because you don't have to sit down and analyze every single year whether or not this card is worth keeping if you had to pay like $95 every single year for it, because of course there is no annual fee. So those are the good things about this credit card. Now we're going to dive into the drawbacks. And the first big drawback, of course, is the fact that you cannot, at this point in time, earn a spend bonus. And like I mentioned earlier on in this video, you actually could earn a spend bonus of right around $200 if you spent like $1,500 within the first 3 months. I really wish they would bring that back, because that was a pretty good perk. Doing away with that really makes this credit card not as worthwhile. And then of course, if I wanted to be really picky with this credit card, I would say that it doesn't have any other special categories. Like, it would be really great if they had 2% cash back across the board, and then 3% in the travel portal, of course. And then they had like another category where you could earn like 3% cash back in, like groceries or gas, or even 4% cash back. I'm not going to complain about 2% cash back across the board, because like I mentioned just a moment ago, that's really going to be the best that you're going to get across the board is 2%. But it would be great if they had like another special category like 3% for gas or groceries, especially considering they no longer have that spend bonus. But just to sum this card up, all in all, I would say it's definitely a decent credit card to have in your wallet. The 2% cash back across the board is pretty solid. With most other credit cards out there, you're probably only going to be earning 1 to 1.5% cash back across the board on every single transactions, other than those special categories like groceries or gas or something like that. However, just the very fact that it does not offer a spend bonus, I would say that other credit cards out there are superior, like for example, the Wells Fargo Active Cash credit card. That one also offers 2% cash back across the board, but with that card, it actually does have a $200 spend bonus, and they also offer a 0% intro APR on both purchases and balance transfers. So that card probably would be superior to this one all in all. Although this card is not a bad one, it's a decent one. The fact that it does not offer a spend bonus at this point in time, I would probably pass on it and go with another card that offers the 2% cash back across the board, plus a spend bonus as well. But that's all we have for today's review. I certainly hope that you enjoyed and found value out of it. If you did, again, I would greatly appreciate it if you could give this video a like. Consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you in the next video.